So let's start with the news. Everybody's been talking here. So Apple just gave you $1 billion, and then the Saudis just gave Uber $3.5 billion. So here's my question. Is ride sharing in China just an endless money pit that everybody just needs to keep throwing billions of dollars into?
I think the Chinese market is a very interesting market. It has grown so fast, and it has already reached the inflection point where capital is only part of the equation. Well, capital may be very important when you are trying to catch up, or trying to open a new market. But when the market is so large, everything will boil down to the efficiency, to the size, to the scale of the network.
What can you do now that you have $1 billion from Apple that you couldn't do before?
There's a lot.
Yeah.
And one thing that the entire company is focusing on is technology.
Okay.
So there's lots of innovation that's going on in the Chinese internet community. And there's one thing that everyone is really enthusiastic about is the hardcore technology. So in Didi, we have our business model innovation, the product, but it's really the hardcore technology, the big data, machine learning capability going underneath it. So for example, outside this Hong Kong Grand Hyatt hotel, we'll be able to predict in 15 minutes how many cars will be needed, how much requests will be generated at a certain Friday afternoon at 3 p.m.
That sounds like an important thing to have for your business, and I want to get more into your use of data in a second, but does that cost $1 billion to develop? I thought this money was going into paying these drivers to sort of grow this market.
We have already passed the point where we need to compete on price. So we reached 14 million rides a day, and we have over 14 million vehicles registered on our platform, which is about 10% of the total cars in China. So that's the scale. So when we have a large enough network, so there's more cars in the network, so the experience for the users, for the passengers, improves significantly. The amount of time that the user needs to wait before a car to pick him or her up goes significantly down. And the possibility that a ride is actually being fulfilled goes up. So this will attract even more users onto the platform, which in turn will enable the drivers to earn a higher hourly income. So when the driver have a higher enough hourly income, we don't really need to subsidize the driver as much as our peers do. So that's the network we're talking about, and that's something that we're really happy to see. It's a virtuous cycle, it's a self-reinforcing.